So today we are here with Tiny Jag. Oh, hold on. I butchered that. I am Exhibit. This is another episode of Exhibit and Friends. And today we are here with Tiny Jag. Tiny Jag, can you tell us a little bit about who you are?
I'm a musician from Detroit, Michigan. I'm a rapper, singer, songwriter, and that's really much a whole lot of me right now. There's not a whole lot more going on than that. That takes up just about everything.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been busy. I mean, you're active, especially around now. I mean, you usually drop around, like Halloween time. Am I wrong to say that?
No, I mean, I haven't had an opportunity to really have like a usual yet, just because I'm only like 18 months in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Halloween is like definitely a time that I love. Like it definitely is like a just overall theme for like my music, kind of like that dark and twisty vibe. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like this season I did release my new video, Girls Want to Have Fun,
Just
for
want to have
Halloween this
fun.
year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Saying the not the thing, but with the spooky spirit. Are
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
doing anything for Halloween? Going out dressing up?
Um, Probably not dressing up, which is crazy because I love Halloween, but it's not so much for me to dress up, which I usually do, but I'm
Yeah.
not this year, I don't think.
No.
Um, no, but it's really just more of like the vibe. Like it's more of like the energy that's around and just like it's really just that part that I love about Halloween and like the movies and like the stories
Okay.
and just like the haunts and all that stuff. Not so much of like dressing up too much. Like I love seeing other people dress up, especially as like really spooky stuff. The funny
Yeah.
stuff and the sexy stuff is cool too, but like I really like the like really spooky shit and like
It's
can I cuss
huge.
on
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
here?
Go for
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I really do like the really spooky stuff though. Like that's definitely more of my vibe.
Okay. So you're fucking with like the haunted houses and things like that.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
that's my shit. I'll probably end up at least one or two of those before the month is over for sure.
Dang. Okay. Kudos to you. I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I
No,
I
oh,
did
I
in the
love it.
past, but like at least back in the South, all the haunted houses are like out in the woods, like
Yeah,
ranches and whatnot. Nah, because they have people that are not really working like in the houses, they'll just be around
yeah.
you and like they'll pop out of the woods. Couldn't do that. But
I'm cracking up.
back to like that whole spooky theme and relating back to your sound. What's unique is that you have, first of all, you have a very unique sound, which is what I really enjoy about your music, is that
Thank you.
it's unique and it's that dark kind of grimy. I guess grimy is a good word. Grimy rap, and it just, I don't know, kind of amps you up in a way. But you're from Detroit, and I know people from Detroit, and they love music, and there's a distinct Detroit
Yeah, for
sound,
sure. Mhm.
so, and your music doesn't necessarily sound like that traditional sound. So what is it that inspired uh, your sound and music, and why is it not necessarily sounding like all the other Detroit guys?
Yeah, for sure. Like growing up, I was all over the place, like with music, just naturally. One, because my mom was all over the place with music.
Hmm.
So that made me just kind of like into all types of things. But I had some like pretty heavy, I had some kind of dark influences when it comes to music too. And
Okay.
not even just dark, but also just like alternative, and not alternative in the sound, but alternative in just like alternate to what is typical, I guess. So
Hmm.
I have more like I love like Khalees, and I loved like No Doubt, like Gwen
Okay.
Stefani, and like those types of influences. And then like as far as rock, like System of a Down, and I love like Blink 182, and I was just really into like across the board different types of music. And I really like live instruments as well.
Hmm.
And the way that that comes through and like rock and roll and just how it sounds with like rage music is just like really captivating. So
Hmm.
that kind of that influenced me quite a bit. And it's funny because I listen to like that Detroit sound that you're talking about. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like 90% of my playlist. Like I listen to
Really.
that more than anything. But as far as like what influenced me and what just kind of comes out of me when it's time for me to make music, it's not quite as similar to that sound, but I love it to death for sure. It's my
Okay.
shit.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's awesome though, because yeah, I mean that just that's like one of the first things I realized when listening to your music. I mean, it's awesome. Again, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it just didn't have
Thank
that
you.
sound. But now that I hear the influences, I mean, yeah, you definitely do have. like I mentioned before, like a unique sound, and I feel like now that definitely paints a much more vivid picture of where it came from. So
Oh yeah,
uh,
absolutely. Just at least with music alone and just movies, like I spoke about before, like been influenced by like a lot of different things, but most of them have like kind of that undertone of just
mhm.
kind of be like cathartic and like dark and just like kind of losing yourself type of music.
Yeah, okay, I like it. So
Thank you.
what uh the name Tiny Jag, where did that come from? What is, I mean, like a tiny jaguar, is that?
Yeah. So it's so funny. I have like two answers, and one is like the very just like real basic raw answer, which is Jag is my initials, so that's where
Oh,
Jag
okay.
came from.
I
And
see.
then the tiny part, I had this ex-boyfriend who used to call me. My first name's Jillian. He used to call me
Mm.
Small Tiny Jillian for whatever reason. I'm not a small girl. I'm like 5'9", like I'm not a small person. But he used to call me Small Tiny Jillian, and the tiny stuck for some reason. And so Tiny Jag was really my name, like among social media and also like the conscious community first. Like I was more
Mhm.
known for like being like really into health in the Black community and really being into like uh, exercise and like things like that. So I was known for being the juice lady. I used to make raw juice cleanses. I still have my
Okay,
company. We're just on hiatus while I'm out here in LA, but
I got you.
um, yeah, like a little local Detroit juice company where I used to make cleanses. So I was known more as Tiny Jag for that, and then I just kept the moniker when I switched into music.
So you own and operate a juicing company in Detroit.
Yes, it's a delivery service with juice cleanses, 24-hour, 3-day, 5-day, 10-day juice cleanses. Yep.
So it's kind of like a subscription thing, and people like, like you just kind of keep it's like the milkman, but juice cleanses.
Exactly. But with juice cleanses for my people that are looking to reboot after something or ready to, maybe it's something as simple as they want to lose a few pounds before they go on a trip, or maybe it's all the
Yeah.
way down to they're trying to like completely get their chakras realigned and really start from square one and on a journey or something. So it's like all types of different clients looking for all types of different things. But yeah, definitely have that going on
That's awesome. That's really interesting. That threw me off. I had no idea that was a
too.
thing. So you're
Thank you.
like the milk woman, but not even milk, like juice. Wow. Okay, okay. All right. I'm just trying to paint this picture. So you just
Yeah.
people just text you like, hey, like let me get some juice. Pull up. You're there.
Yeah, they hit me up and tell me what they're trying to accomplish. So then from there,
Mhm.
we kind of go over like what makes the most sense because juices are alkaline and they're also like chakra focused. So like based on what people are trying to accomplish, both like physically and kind of spiritually, we
Okay.
determine like which juice makes the most sense, and then we determine how long they want to go for, like what type of fasting they want to do, and then we go from there. We deliver it, and depending on how long they're going for, 10 days we deliver a few times because we want to keep it
Mhm.
fresh. It's raw, but
Yeah.
yeah, we deliver it, make it shake.
Wow. That's awesome. One
Thank you.
day, one day I want to try. Do you have any juice? Do you have juice?
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
Out here, no, in LA,
No?
I just buy it. I don't make it
Okay.
out here, but yeah, I'm
I got
super
you.
focused on the music. But yeah, at the crib, I keep it on me for sure. I always have juice on me.
Got you. Wow, that's cool. So when have you actually been like, rapping before that?
Oh, I mean, well, shit. If we're gonna talk like writing, since I was a child, and then if we're gonna do like actually like first time stepped in a booth ever, probably like 2010, no, maybe like 2009.
Okay.
And then I went away to school, and I really only got in the booth like twice, maybe 3 times while I was away at college. And then I
Yeah.
graduated, came home, did corporate for like not even a year, and was like, no, this ain't it, and went back to music.
Yeah, that's smart. So what was the first hopping in the booth for the first time? What was that like? I guess what was that for and what was it like?
Yeah, the first time I was doing actually like background vocals. I was in a group
Okay.
called, well, the Chasers was the rappers. There were two guys that rap. They're called the Chasers, and we were like a collective. And I was really the blogger, but I had like I could hold a note.
Mhm.
So they had here and there they would have me do like background vocals or like voiceovers and things like that.
Huh.
So that made me want to start writing raps. And really, I had written a few when I was younger. Like, you remember the Right There remix with
Yeah, yeah,
Genie and Trina?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I like wrote my own version of like Trina's verse. And that was like my first time writing ever. And I was pretty sweet. This was in like sixth grade.
Huh.
So that, so I'd already been like writing like here and there, but nothing serious. But once I hit that booth for the voiceovers and the vocals, that made me start writing raps again. And it was really something that the two guys I was running with, they just kind of found out about it type shit and just was like, get in there and just like do it. So I did, and they had me featured on one of the songs, and the song was fucking sweet as hell. And so that just, it was like, okay, this is a thing. And I just was always in the studio, whether I was working or not. I just like to be around like the energy. I like to be around the creatives, and I just like to see how things work. So I was always in the studio, like in Detroit, like Capitol Park Studios. I
Okay.
was always there. That's like a studio that used to be downtown. But yeah, that man, it's a phenomenal experience too. It was owned by Street Lord Wine, Free Wine. He is gone from us right now, but yes, he was amazing, and really held down that studio and made those opportunities for us at such a young age. I mean, I was like 17, so that was really cool to be able to do that. And then it was more of a hobby then, though, and just something for me to have some type of like release or some type of like therapy for normal shit. And then went away to school, got distracted, but still couldn't stay away from the booth, still like cut like maybe a couple tracks out there. And then like I said, just came home, wasn't happy, and went inward.
And then fast forward a little bit, but you said you went to corporate, and then you're like, nah, this can't work. And then you decide I'm gonna go full throttle into being Tiny Jag. So what was it? I mean, that's got to be a tough decision. I mean, even if you don't like corporate, just to make that kind of leap is a lot. So what kind of, helped you steer you in that direction? Did you have releases, before then? So you just totally start and like, just jump right in.
Absolutely. I'm actually being kind of like vague. It actually was corporate, and then I had the meltdown. And while I was having the meltdown of like, what am I doing with my life? My mom like somehow talked me into going for my master's. So then I went back to school, got into my master's program, knocked out a semester of that with straight A's, by the way. But anyway, knocked out a semester of that, but still was like doing like video treatments in class and like thinking of like music shit and like texting my friends about, wouldn't this be sweet? Wouldn't that be sweet? And it's like, I'm not engaged. Like, I'm not here for this. Like, I was in school for like sociology and social work and psychology. Like, those are my big focuses. And I felt like a lot of the goals that I had, especially at a macro level, I could definitely do with a platform that meant something to me. So I could definitely do what I was talking about on like a micro level, a local level with what I was going for. But I feel like as far as my purpose and what made sense for who I am, I'm supposed to be pushing the needle with like a platform that I got while walking in my purpose. Like, that is just like, for me, that's my narrative. So so I had to claim that shit. I had to claim that shit. And I was just like, you know what? This ain't it. I'm not engaged here. I'm sitting here thinking about music videos and songs and stuff. And I took my mom to lunch across the street from my college. And I was like, I ain't going back over there.
And that was it.
That was
you made the right choice. Because right now it seems like you're sitting in a pretty cozy spot. Right? Maybe not cozy. That's the wrong word to use. But I mean, you've made progress, and
absolutely, especially in 18 months. Like,
exactly.
For sure. Like,
I mean,
for sure.
blows my mind to honestly think about, because you've been on No Jumper, right? And that's
a few times now.
Okay, my bad. But I mean, like, how's that even possible?
Man, isn't that crazy? But that's like, it was solidifying from jump. Like, my first show ever was at South by Southwest, and it was a great fucking show.
Wow.
Like, it was solidified. Really, my first fucking show we just did to try to get my feet wet. It was like a competition. I was the only girl competitor. I was the only girl competitor, and I am college. But yeah, no, I was the only female competitor, and I won. And it was my first show, and I'd only had like a little baby show where I did that feature that I mentioned about in 2009. I had never really had my own show or anything, my own set. So yeah, but I shut that bitch down and I won. And the week later, we went to Texas to do South by, and that shit went crazy as well. They asked me to perform again.
Hey,
So it was sweet. And then we came back South by the following year. I came back as an actual official artist, you know, recognized by South by, did a show with Ballet. Like, it was lit. It was a lit year too.
official achievement. You would definitely fit in at South by Southwest. I'm from Houston, so I've been
Okay.
twice, I think, maybe three times, but
Gotcha.
it's definitely Austin has that. I don't know. I mean, I'm saying punk rock, but that's just a general theme. I mean, they have all types of music, but in general, the whole vibe, especially South by Southwest, is just a wild, not free for all,
Man,
but like parade. People.
absolutely. And the energy's high everywhere you look. So,
Yes.
man,
Oh my
it's
God.
easy to get them going at South by. It's so
Yeah.
much fun. I had 7 shows this past year at
Wow.
South by. We were
Wow.
out there 8 days. I had 7 shows.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, like right then
It
and
was
there.
so much fun. It was so much fun. I came back with strep throat. It was awful, but it
Oh,
was like
really?
being out there was lit though. I'm definitely not going to do it the way that I did it. Like, we went too hard like in the first couple of days.
Yeah,
So like by the end of it, I had no voice. I had
I get
nothing
that.
left of me.
Yeah. Yeah, I fell for that same trap. The first time when I went, I was like 16.
Oh
And
boy.
it was not the smart choice. Like I was the first night, I'm not gonna incriminate myself on just right flat out right here, but first night I went too hard. Second night couldn't do anything. Like we had this whole kitchen party like
Oh.
planned out and everything. Couldn't do jack
And
shit.
you was in recovery mode.
Thinking what's that stuff that like electrolyte, medical medicine, whatever.
Pedialyte.
Pedialyte, yeah, drinking a bunch of that stuff.
My videographer, we call her Petey because we always get
Petey. That's a good name. I like that, Petey. Huh. So hold on, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but
I love it.
so I noticed you have the tattoo on the right side
Yes.
temple. What is
It's it's on my left.
yeah. So
Isn't it?
what is
Is this on my left? Yes.
yeah, there you go. Okay. So what does that mean? It's cool. I like it, but what does it mean?
Oh, thank you. It is a butterfly. It is the big thing about the butterfly for me is like she knows no time. Like she knows no time. She knows no boundaries. Like she's not rushed. She's not too slow. She ain't too fast. She's just like, maybe I want to go this way. Maybe I want to go that way. Ooh, don't get too close to me. Ooh, maybe I want to get close to you. Like it's just she changes her mind. No one cares. Like she's allowed. She's the butterfly. So it's just like I love that grace. I love that
Okay.
like it's like of course you have purpose. You're an insect. Like you have purpose. You're not nearly as lost as you look, but there's something so gracious about that like lostness that you have. Like there's something so
Huh.
like mysterious about how you just don't seem to give a fuck, but
Yeah.
you must look at you. You're so elegant. You must care, but it doesn't look like you do.
This is cool. This is cool. I like it. I was honestly like, if I asked almost anybody else, probably been like, yeah, I just like butterflies, or some random shit like that. But that's a cool definition or a cool explanation or reason.
Thank
I don't know
you.
because I'm blanking on the word, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
absolutely. Thanks.
Nice. So backtrack a little bit. I guess not backtrack, but future. Future plans. What do like anything left for this year or anything going on
Oh
next?
yeah, I plan on dropping a lot before the year's out. I'll be honest with you. Like I plan on really dropping a lot. Like I've never really had just like a drop fest. And like I'm ready to have a drop fest. Like I'm ready. I'm just kind of like focused on like singles right now. I'm gonna definitely do an album at some point and I'll probably do a few more tapes, maybe some EPs, but it's like right now I'm just trying to get visuals out. Like I'm ready to
Okay.
get in front of some lenses. I'm ready to move around, have a good time. I'm out in LA where it's still 90 degrees and damn near November. So I might as well make use of that sunshine, make use of that everything. Like I'm just super focused on dropping, getting visuals out, connecting with my fans, like dropping some more like relatable shit, like really just like opening up what I have going on to everybody. Like I was able to do this much and not really, I mean, everybody's like, I did quite a bit in 18 months, but to me, like, I wasn't like nearly as, I won't say nearly, but I wasn't as busy as I could have been.
About to
I was
say.
still figuring it out. I was
Yeah.
still like my feet are just now getting wet. So it's like I was hopping in all the different puddles, but now I finally found my puddle and I'm letting the socks just soak up the moisture now, and so like now that I'm more like solidified in my sound and more solidified with like where I want this to go, and just more connected with like the timelessness of my sound, now I'm ready to like push forth like some real stuff that can be around after I'm gone.
Wow. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to hear you say that.
Honestly, my fan base is actually bigger male than it is female, which I just
Really?
recently found out. Yes, and I thought it was just like some Instagram shit, and then I checked like my actual like music, and it's not. Like the men dominate the ladies in my streams. So
Okay, well there it is.
I was okay. I was happy about that. That the music, it doesn't lay on deaf ears for the men.
Yeah, no, anything but. Especially now with like, because most female rappers out don't have that kind of sound, you know. So like, it's something different, and you're not rapping, you know, like you're not rapping like Megan Thee Stallion, like her type of subject matter. It's not like
right that are hard for you guys to rap along with.
Yeah, for the
Right.
most part. I mean, there's maybe sprinkle in there a little bit, but like,
oh yeah, of course.
you know, it's something. Yeah, like you said, it's relatable for everybody, which is dope. But
Thank you.
yeah. So that's awesome. Okay, so couple more questions. One, is there anything else that you would want to promote? Anything else that maybe I left out that you wanted to talk about?
Definitely just again check out my newest video. No Jumper did drop it about a week ago. It's called Girls Wanna Have Fun. Really, it's GW Girls Wanna HF, but it's Girls Wanna Have Fun is what it stands for. And yep, it is. We shot it out here. It's shot by 715, who is my right hand. That's Petey. That's who shoots pretty much most of my stuff. But yeah, she directed the hell out of it, and we had a really good time out here. And yeah, check it out. It's on there. We just hit 10K like yesterday, so I'm excited.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I'll try and get that. Well, I mean, I can. I will get that attached in the article. And okay. And then final question is normally a philosophical question. I'm debating between two in my head right now, but I think I'm gonna go with tell me what you think is a human right. Just one. Any human right, not necessarily your most like precious.
Human right. We have a human right. Wow. What is a human right? Boy, oh boy.
Or is it like ancient free out here?
I love this.
What's that?
I said, I love this. It is our human right to not only love, but to be loved.
To be loved.
That's our human right. To love and to be loved is a human right.
I like it. World would be a better place if we all abided by that.
If we would exercise it, absolutely.
Definitely not doing that enough. Well, okay, Tiny Jag, I really appreciate you taking the time to come aboard for this episode. I had a fun time talking to you.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure.